Good day, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. The Office of Enrollment Management and the STAR Scholarship Team at City Colleges of Chicago welcome prospective students to this presentation. My name is Bobby Hart, and I am one of the STAR Scholarship coordinators that will greet you today. The other team members are Coordinator Dan Tucci. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Bobby.
Our Director of the STAR Scholarship Program, Rhonda Hampton.
Good morning, everybody.
And our Vice Chancellor of Enrollment Management, Dr. Daryl Williams. And he will welcome you with a video.
Hello, my name is Dr. Daryl Williams. I'm the Vice Chancellor of Enrollment Management here at the City Colleges of Chicago. We are excited that you've chosen the City Colleges of Chicago as your next step in your educational pathway, and also that you've applied for the STAR Scholarship. The City Colleges of Chicago STAR Scholarship Team is here today to tell you all about the financial opportunities in addition to the benefits of our scholarship, which provides a debt-free associate's degree as well as a discounted bachelor's degree at one of our partnering colleges or universities. We are here to support you in your next steps after high school, so feel free to reach out to one of our team members because we want you to have a smooth transition after high school. Again, welcome to City Colleges of Chicago, and thank you for choosing us.
Thank you, Dr. Williams, for that warm welcome. Today, we will explain how the STAR Scholarship Program would give students that are graduating or have graduated from any of the Chicago public high schools, charter, contract, alternative option, or Big Shoulder Fund Catholic high schools. We want to give you the opportunity to a free education and to obtain an associate or certificate from our many programs. We will explain how students may transition into a program to one of our partnering four-year colleges or universities where students have the opportunity to continue their education for a bachelor's degree. This presentation will consist of what is STAR Scholarship and how will we cover your full tuition. What are the requirements to become eligible for the scholarship, how to obtain the scholarship, and how long will the scholarship be effective. Also, we will explain to you how financial aid works, how we will assist you with your academic and financial aid needs. We will share with you all information about transfer college education for a bachelor's degree. And we will instruct you how to navigate your student portal. Also, we want to interact with you by answering any questions you may have. So please feel free to write them in the chat box and we will address your questions at the end of this presentation. And trust me, we will make sure everyone is, a question is handled. Next slide, please. What is the STAR Scholarship? The STAR Scholarship is a last dollar scholarship, and we will utilize all federal and state grant before providing students with the STAR Scholarship. And once awarded, we will apply the STAR Scholarship towards your tuition waiver and book voucher. The STAR Scholarship application process is a one-time event, and you will be covered during the entire academic program. Next slide, please. Rhonda, could you take us back, please?
Oh, yes. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Also, you will, the STAR Scholarship will secure your courses during registration within 30 minutes of enrollment. Being a STAR Scholar, you may take classes during the fall, spring, and summer semester. However, after your graduation date, you may take courses the first fall semester after graduation. Also, you will have access to informational sessions with our partnering four-year university and college advisors. The STAR Scholarship, we host special event campus-wide, and you are the first, you will be the first to receive an invitation via email. So we encourage you to check your email on a daily basis. And any questions you may have, you have the support from the STAR Scholarship team at district office, along with your CCC campus advisors. Next slide, please. How do I qualify for the STAR Scholarship? All students should complete a CCC admissions application. Along with the admission application after graduation, you also will complete the STAR Scholarship application. As I mentioned before, the STAR Scholarship application is a one-time application process. The previous dual student that are in the dual enrollment program must also apply for the admissions application and the STAR Scholarship application. And you may apply at our website, www.ccc.edu/apply. Student must graduate from one of our Chicago-based partner high school to be awarded. And we consider your weighted and or unweighted GPA, and you must meet academic requirement with a 3.0 grade point average. High school seniors will have their mid-year GPA and final GPA evaluated to determine eligibility. And we consider the highest GPA, and that is you must meet at a 3.0. If the mid-year GPA meets our requirements, we will not evaluate the final GPA. And if the mid-year GPA is lower than the 3.0, then our requirement, we will evaluate the final GPA. Students who apply as a high school graduate will only have to provide us with your final transcript, and we will review it at that time. Next slide, please. What if I'm from a charter contract, alternative option CPS school, or if you're from a big shoulder fund Catholic high school? The same requirement applies. You must submit your high school transcript for evaluation to determine eligibility. High school seniors need to submit your mid-year transcript, and high school graduates need to submit a final transcript. Students can send their transcripts to the STAR Scholarship team at starscholarship@ccc.edu. And if you submit your transcript to our office directly, that will save you time as opposed to submitting it to your college. It will save you 5 to 8 weeks, up to 5 to 8 weeks. So we encourage you to submit your transcript directly to the STAR Scholarship team. Next slide, please. Before we go on, I would
Bobby?
like.
Yeah, this is a time where I have some questions that I feel need to be asked. They've been in the box, and maybe you could take a few moments to answer them for our attendees.
Sure, Dan, thank you. And I
Sure.
was going to say, we wanted to invite you into this conversation.
You're very kind.
Thank you, thank you.
Bobby, when we're looking at GPAs, are we reviewing weighted or unweighted GPAs for qualification for the STAR Scholarship?
Dan, that is a very good question. We will evaluate both GPAs and use the highest GPA towards qualification. If you do not have a weighted GPA, then we will use an unweighted GPA.
All right. And there was one other that needed to be asked. I'm a high
Okay,
school senior and I don't meet the GPA requirement with my mid-year GPA. Am I disqualified from the STAR scholarship?
with one of our requirements to be awarded being a high school graduate, you are not disqualified from the STAR scholarship, as we will review your final GPA for our final evaluation. If you are from a CPS, charter, contract, option, alternative, or Big Shoulders Fund school, then you will need to provide a final high school transcript. If your mid-year GPA did not meet our requirements, if your mid-year GPA is a 3.0 or higher, then you have met the GPA requirement.
Wonderful. Thanks for providing that answer, Bobby.
Absolutely. Take it on.
All right. Okay. So what are the requirements to become eligible to receive the STAR scholarship on a yearly basis? Now, as Bobby stated earlier, what the qualifications were to get it, and which is you have to fill out the application, including the STAR scholarship application, and that's a one-time thing. But you also there's a yearly step that you have to take, which is complete and process financial aid. Financial aid constitutes one of these steps. You must complete the FAFSA and any selected verification. The FAFSA, if you haven't seen it yet, that is the free application for federal student aid. It is administered by the Department of Education. It's not something that City Colleges administers. And it's basically you're providing information to the Department of Ed, both you and your parents, and it will say how much, it'll let you know how much financial aid a student is eligible to receive in a given academic year. The other form would be the certificate of ineligibility to complete the FAFSA. This is for undocumented and or DACA students. There will be an example of what this form looks like a little later on. The alternative application of the RISE Act is encouraged, strongly encouraged, not required, but it can also lead to financial aid, so fill it out. The other requirement to receive the STAR scholarship on a yearly basis, you must be in a degree or certificate seeking program. This requirement is established by meeting with an academic advisor shortly after applying to the school itself. If you are only taking courses, you would be considered a non-degree seeker, or I've forgotten. NDOC stands for
A course taker, Dan.
Thank you. I had forgotten that one. But course takers would not be eligible to receive the STAR scholarship. So you must be taking courses that go towards a degree or a certificate. Next slide, please. All right, so this is an example of the certification of eligibility to complete the FAFSA. This is just a screenshot. For those of you who are looking to come to City Colleges of Chicago and are undocumented, well, actually, if anybody's looking to come here, documented or undocumented, please remember you are completing the FAFSA for the academic year of 2024-2025. That is when the STAR scholarship that all of you are applying for would be made eligible. Starts with fall of 2024. Next slide, please. So here's a little video from my friend Sean Harity about financial aid specifically.
Hey, Star Scholars. My name is Sean Hirdy. I am one of the workers here at Truman College Financial Aid. I am creating this video today for y'all to go over financial aid at city colleges. So first and foremost, the financial aid provides many different services to our students. We can assist with FAFSA, assist with verification, bookstore scholarships, book vouchers, RISE Act questions and applications, scholarship information, money management workshops, and SAP assistance. Our hours differ between the different campuses, as some are always open virtually and in person. Others flip-flop, whether they're in person at one point of the day and virtual the other, or some might be virtual some days. Please pay attention to the hours and the schedule of your specific campus that you're reaching out to in regards to when your campus may be available, whether in person or virtually. Funding available here at city colleges, I'm going to focus just on financial aid options through the federal and state, not scholarships. So the first and foremost is the federal funding that will be through the FAFSA, which is your free application for federal student aid. That is going to cover your Pell Grant, your FSCOG grant, and your loans. Book vouchers come out of your award package, so it's not a separate funding. That is part of your financial aid. State funding, that is done through the state of Illinois, which covers your MAP grant, ECAC scholarship, which is a new scholarship available for early childhood education students who are also working in the field, and then RISE Act application. The RISE Act application is for those who may not be eligible to apply for FAFSA and are eligible for the RISE Act funding. The FAFSA application is available through the studentaid.gov website, while your state funding applications for this ECAC scholarship and RISE Act are through isaac.org. Your MAP grant is going to be tied to the to your FAFSA application, so you do not have to fill out a separate MAP grant application. That will automatically be completed for you. When you complete applications, it's really important to make sure you fill out the correct school code for where you're going to be attending school. So for instance, we all have different school codes here in the City Colleges of Chicago. You want to make sure that your home school matches what school you will be attending while you're here at City Colleges. So if your home school is Harold Washington College, you want to make sure that that home school has the same school code on your FAFSA. If you don't know which school you're going to attend and you have a couple in mind, put all of the school codes on your application. And at that point, you may need to touch base with the financial aid office to make sure the appropriate application is uploaded into our system. But it's always best to put in more school codes than you may not need, just so that the application is already completed and we can just pull it up real quick. Letters that you want to make sure to pay attention to when you have communication from the financial aid office. First and foremost is your award letter. If you receive an award letter and it doesn't look right, come see us right away. We want to make sure that your application data is correct. And so if there's something wrong, the award letter may be able to tell us about that. If you have a SAP notice, this will be satisfactory academic progress. So if you're having difficulty with school, withdrawing, or failing classes, you may receive a SAP warning or hold. Come speak with your financial aid team. They'll be able to assist you in telling you what that means. Any balance notices, that will be both business office and financial aid, but we may be able to assist in case your financial aid is not being applied to your current semester. Come see us at any point. And then verification letters. If you are selected federally or institutionally for verification, you will need to provide us further documentation that just solidifies the information that you put on your FAFSA. If there's something ever wrong between what you put on your FAFSA and your taxes, they collide and the government flags that information just to be verified to make sure everything's correct. There are 3 types of verification: V1, V4, and V5. The V1 verification, or V1 and V4, are two the separate types, and the V5 is a combination of V1 and V4. Come work with your financial aid advisor or team, and they'll assist you to walk you through those steps. Book vouchers. So book vouchers are utilized at the CCC bookstore. You'll need to authorize your bookstore voucher prior to utilizing it. So that can be done through your student portal. It's really simple. You go in and just authorize the bookstore voucher. What you're authorizing is that your excess financial aid can be utilized as a book voucher. So if you were receiving $1,500 in funding and your tuition cost was $1,000, you'd authorize that the extra $500 is going to be used towards books. And if you don't use it all, whatever is refunded is given back to you. So, and that's just a, perfect example, but you're authorizing to make sure your excess financial aid is being used towards that book voucher. These book vouchers do have a deadline and they also have a limit. So if you're past the deadline, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do anything with that book voucher. There might be some options. So speak to your financial aid team. And especially if you need to go over the bookstore limit, please speak to your team so that we can make sure to assist you in those ways. Final notes is you always want to check your FA allocation in your student portal under your student finances section. Always make sure it's correct each semester. If something doesn't look right, please come visit your financial aid team. If you have any questions or needs to make an appointment with your advisor, always visit your financial aid team, either in person, virtually. You can set up an appointment at some campuses through Navigate. There's many different ways to come and ask and get answers throughout the term. Please come and see us. Also pay attention to any workshops that are being hosted by your school of attendance. There's different workshops that each school puts on throughout the semester that could be very helpful to you, either filling out the FAFSA, RISE Act, SAP applications, money management, many different topics that we cover throughout the semester and offer to all of our students. Like I said, any issues, just come on over and see us. We can help you no matter if you're a daily student and you're at Truman. We may not be able to award your aid, but we still are able to see what's going on and can give you the right information to assist you with whatever processes you need to still complete. All right, y'all. Good luck on your journey throughout your school.
Well, I'm glad you all got to hear that. Sean's a great resource. He knows a lot, and he's a guy that we rely on quite a bit. Next slide, please.
Hey, Dan, before we move forward, can you
Oh, sure.
discuss the Department of Education delay with the 24-25 FAFSA?
I can discuss it. It's nothing pleasant for anybody. Yeah, so the Department of Education, who, as I stated, is responsible for the FAFSA, they are running into logic and error problems with this year's form. Consequently, while students are able to fill out the FAFSA, the FAFSAs have not been sent to the schools. So City Colleges has not received any authorized official FAFSAs for any of the students who have applied. Couple things, it does mean that we cannot determine your financial aid until we get that. However, if it does mean that you can register for classes, and if you are a star scholar, you do not have to be fearful when you receive a notice that you'll be dropped for non-payment. Our Star Scholarship students, their registration for fall will be held. So we don't have any idea yet when the Department of Ed will get this fixed. It's coming close, it's getting close. But I want everybody to be aware that this issue is occurring. It may slow things down in terms of getting a financial aid award letter. It will not prevent you from getting a financial aid award letter or any sort of other aid via the scholarship. It's a delay. It is not an impediment.
Excellent. Thank you so much for providing those details. As I know it can be confusing for our high school seniors as, they're trying to complete their, graduation requirements, trying to figure out next steps and everything. So it is a delay, as you said. As soon as the Department of Ed can release those FAFSAs and our financial aid teams can process them, then we can move forward with the Star Scholarship. But please note, it's not just everyone in the Zoom room that's having this problem. There's a lot of issues around the nation that are having these same issues of not being able to receive the FAFSAs. So as Dan mentioned, we just ask for your patience as we move through that process.
Okay. So how much will the STAR Scholarship cover? As previously stated, it is a last dollar scholarship. So if a student is receiving full financial aid, meaning Pell and MAP grant, the STAR Scholarship would not kick in because you would not have need for STAR Scholarship to help pay for tuition and books. As Sean mentioned, if you're getting full financial aid, you would set aside a portion of any refund as your book voucher. If, however, you're getting only partial financial aid or none whatsoever, the STAR Scholarship will come to the rescue. Whatever dollar is not covered by your partial financial aid, the STAR Scholarship will pay for so that you have zero tuition, as well as pay for the books if they are purchased through the City Colleges of Chicago bookstore. Now, if any of you are asking, well, how much am I going to get? Can't answer that for two reasons. Number one, obviously, as previously stated, we don't have any of the FAFSAs sent back to us by the Department of Financial Aid. And secondly, the tuition cost, the number of credits you're actually taking, will determine how much aid, whether it's Pell or MAP, or if it's the STAR Scholarship. I believe at this time, I don't think anybody has yet registered for fall. We have current students who have registered for fall, but you're going to want to meet with an academic advisor. But once you've registered, then we'll have a better idea of what you'll be getting in terms of coverage. Next slide, please.
Dan, we have a couple of questions in the chat,
Oh.
so let's get to those real
Yeah.
fast.
Sure. Go right ahead.
What happens if I don't qualify for federal and state funding because my parents make too much money?
Okay. I hear that a lot. We all hear that a lot. What happens if I don't qualify for financial aid? If you are a STAR Scholarship recipient, you don't have to worry. Students who don't qualify for federal or state grants will receive full tuition cost coverage and a book voucher to support your bookstore purchases. However, you must fully process your FAFSA and provide any documentation needed to your home campus financial aid office for our team to determine if you are eligible for federal or state aid before allocating funding, since we are a last dollar scholarship. Funding will also depend on the number of enrolled credits that is going toward your degree or certificate program. So again, if you have completed the application for admission, completed the STAR Scholarship application, and have completed the FAFSA, the Department of Ed will determine if you're getting financial aid. If you're not getting sufficient financial aid but the STAR Scholarship, or no financial aid in the STAR Scholarship, we will provide all the funding that is needed so that you don't owe any money.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And another question is, federal aid scholarships are maybe hard for students to understand in their first semester, maybe in their last semester. But how would a student know if they are funded through federal grants or if they're funded through STAR Scholarship? What's the best advice we can provide to them on how to find that information?
You're going to hear this a lot. You have to, as a student at City Colleges of Chicago, you must check your student email on a daily basis. The reason for this is important information is communicated via your student email. That would be information about your financial aid, including an award letter, and also information from your academic advisor. So your award letter gets sent to your student email. If you are getting financial aid and you have registered, that's the key thing. You do have to be registered. If you have registered and have financial aid, the award letter will indicate what you will be receiving for that first term, assuming fall of 2024. If you're not eligible for any financial aid, once you have registered if you're only getting STAR, your first award letter will be blank. Do not panic. You will have already known you're getting the STAR scholarship to pay for everything, but the first award letter will be blank because you're not getting financial aid. You will get subsequent follow-up emails that will show that your tuition waiver is kicked in and then eventually a book waiver. If you are still curious, you can ask the financial aid team at your home campus, and you can reach out to us if you're not understanding the award letter that is missing everything. That's a good reason to reach out to the STAR Scholarship team.
Excellent, Dan. Thank you so much for that information and guiding, the people in the room here about Last Dollar Scholarship and
Sure.
how we kind of evaluate the funding and how we add funding.
Of course, happy to help.
Awesome. So let's jump into how long will the STAR Scholarship be active? So students have 3 years from high school graduation, starting with the first fall semester, to be eligible and to use the STAR Scholarship. If the student completes a degree within that 3-year time frame, funding is exhausted. However, this is my favorite part of the scholarship. If the student completes a certificate, we will continue to fund that student. Funny story is that we had a student who was unsure what she wanted to do. So she actually completed 5 certificates. One was basic nursing assistant, one was in early childhood education, one was networking tech. The 4th was in business, and the 5th, I always forget, but I believe it was advanced manufacturing. She was able to complete all 5 of those certificates and an associate degree. By the time she finished all those certificates, she is we covered everything. So funding only exhausts at that degree completion or if students use all of their 3-year eligibility. Students who are graduating high school, their eligibility will start with that first fall semester from high school. However, if students choose to take a gap year from city colleges, maybe they're attending a 4-year and trying to get the feel for it, maybe they're joining the military, potentially they're going to an employment opportunity or an internship, or maybe they're sitting on your mom's couch and playing video games. We hope not the latter, but if that's the case and they do take a gap year, they do have eligibility up until the second fall semester from high school graduation. Meaning for all of our high school 24 grads, let's just say all of our students are graduating in June 24. Their eligibility will start with the fall 24 semester, and they have until the fall 25 semester to apply, to complete all requirements, enroll, and complete a class to have continued eligibility for those next 2 years. However, I will state that if a student chooses to take a gap year, maybe a gap semester, maybe 2 gap semesters, their time frame will start with that first fall semester from high school graduation, regardless if they enroll with us or not. So it's imperative that students do understand if they delay at city colleges, so their STAR Scholarship eligibility is continuing to run. How will students maintain their STAR Scholarship? Dan and Bobby did touch upon this a little bit throughout their presentation, but just to reemphasize, students do not have to reapply to the STAR Scholarship. Once they apply once, we have their application on file. We will continue to update their application as they progress through their associate degree. They maintain their STAR Scholarship by completing their financial aid process annually, whether that's the FAFSA or the Certificate of Ineligibility. So we will update as they go along. So they do not have to reapply, but they do have to resubmit that FAFSA and Certificate of Ineligibility. We ask students to meet with their support team each year to make sure that they are on track. We know that students may have a different goal in mind in terms of transferring to that 4-year, in terms of going into a career. Maybe they just need support with tutoring or whatnot. But we ask that they meet with their academic advisor, their transfer director, or their career team at least once an academic year that they are enrolled, so that way they can stay on track. Our advising team is very helpful to make sure that they are planning out everyone's kind of academic goals and classes for the next couple of semesters in advance, so that student knows what is coming up in the future. In addition to completing their financial aid process annually, meeting with their support team, we ask students to maintain good academic standing. To be awarded the STAR Scholarship, as Bobby mentioned, we are looking at that 3.0 GPA. So if you can earn that 3.0 GPA in high school, a 2.0 in college should not be that difficult. All right. So for academic standing, we ask you to meet that 2.0 GPA cumulatively and a 67% completion rate, which includes the amount of classes that you attempt compared to the amount of classes that you complete. Like Dan and Bobby mentioned, we ask you to check your student portal and your CCC student emails daily. Our team tries to only email out important information, so we do not send out as many communications as our communications team at City Colleges, but please know there's a reason that we are reaching out. So we ask you to make sure that you are following along, you check your emails, and you respond when applicable to ensure that you are not missing funding or any future opportunities, such as scholarships for transferring, such as internships and apprenticeships. However, on the flip side, if you need us because we are one of your support teams, we ask that you send us an email at starscholarship@ccc.edu so we can support you. I will tell you though, there's thousands of you and there's 3 of us. So give us the opportunity to respond before sending the same inquiry twice. All right. Our goal is to make sure that every student has a response within 48 business hours or sooner. So please just give us that opportunity to respond to your email. Here is Yanette from the Advising Center at Malcolm X College. She's going to be talking to us today about academic advising. We know academic advising is a little different than what a high school counselor works with students. So please listen to Yanette and our conversation regarding academic advising.
We are working with Yanette from Malcolm X College. Just wanted to do a quick introduction here. She's a college advisor to help and support you with your academic goals. But there's always questions for advisors because we know transitioning from high school is a little different than a counselor to an advisor. So, Yanette, what is an academic advisor and why is it important?
Thank you, Rhonda. That's a great question. And, students, we are so many things. We are a great resource to City Colleges. Some think advisors only help with registration. We help actually navigate college life. We help you with your academic, your personal, or your career goals. We're here to help you stay on track and plan your life at CCC.
Fantastic. So, there's more, like you said, than just your classes. Even though there's that educational plan, but there's additional resources. What kind of resources would you help a student with than just trying to make sure they have the classes they need for their future?
Definitely. We help you navigate our systems, right? It's very confusing when you start school at a new institution. So you want to make sure you connect with your teachers. You want to make sure you connect with the tutoring center. We have student activities. We have our wellness center. And we have many of our campuses have sports. So you want to definitely start talking to athletic directors if that's what you're interested in. But we're here to navigate through your career life through City Colleges. We want to make sure that you stay connected with us, but also most importantly, stay connected with your teachers.
Perfect. Well, what is so important about visiting with your advisor on a regular basis?
That's a great question. So we want to make sure we get to know you, right? We want to know what kind of student you are. What are your goals? If you're undecided on your major, that's okay. We're here to help you navigate that part. It's really confusing with that classes, registration. What are the next steps? But the more we connect with you, if I see a scholarship, I'm going to have that student in mind. If I have an internship opportunity, I'm going to remember that student that's interested in that career. So we help you navigate your journey and the next steps here at City Colleges.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're telling me it's very beneficial to get to know that advisor so that way they can help you plan for your future, whatever it may be, a bachelor program, it may be a job, it may be additional certificate at CCC, whatever it may be.
Exactly. Whatever your goals are, we're here to support you with that. And if you're not sure, let's talk about it.
Just a simple conversation, which is anything we're looking for. So, what is the best advice you can tell a high school senior or a recently graduated high school student who's coming to CCC as their first time?
Oh, that's exciting, right? So for our seniors, please enjoy your senior year. Please enjoy your time there in high school and continue to do your best and apply for city colleges. For students that are still exploring, students that just graduated, or maybe we're taking a little break and we're coming back on board. For those students, start visiting each campus. Get to know the campus feel. Get to know the parking lot, the walking distance, the greenery. Get to know how to get to the campus. But start connecting. Start connecting with the recruiters. Start talking to the advising department. Start discussing what the next steps are. This is a very scary process, figuring out the next steps in your academic journey. But you know what? It can't be scary if we have someone with you. Let's do it together.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Appreciate all your advice. Any last minute lingering things you may want to tell our students?
Yeah, definitely. Start exploring, right? Start going online. But I think coming to campus and talking to us personally is the number one touch. We're here to support you and we don't want you to feel lost. You know, you're not isolated. You're not alone. So that's a very scary process. Come with a friend. We have a lot of open houses for each of our campuses. Malcolm X, we're always posting information. So definitely start connecting with us remotely or in person, whatever is easier for you.
Oh, that's great to hear that you support students virtually or in person. Student wants to speak to you because, you know, you're opening the door for them to come right on in. How would they find what hours you're seeing students virtually and in person, like normal business operating hours?
Yeah, great question. Each city college has their own hours, so definitely check our website. If you go to ccc.edu/VSS, you can click on the virtual student services link and then click on the college that you're interested in to see their hours. So remember, each college has in-person and virtual hours, so definitely look at the hours and times and visit each campus you're interested in. Go visit all 7.
Oh, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Remember, talk to your advisor. They want to get to know who you are and your goals and support you through your academic journey.
All right, Yannette, thank you so much for all that great information about explaining academic advising and how we can support our students as they transition from high school to our CCC locations. So one of our great assets here at the STAR Scholarship is that we offer partnered universities and colleges, which is local, regionally, and nationally, to offer a version of the STAR Scholarship. As city colleges here, we can only cover city colleges tuition and book costs associated with enrolled and eligible classes, as we've kind of discussed through this presentation. However, the best part about this program is that currently we've partnered with 26 different universities and colleges to offer a version of the STAR Scholarship. Those partners will be able to apply funding towards that tuition cost at that 4-year. So not necessarily does CCC pay for it, but that 4-year does pay for it. But as a STAR Scholar, we provide opportunities for a seamless transfer into our 4-year partners, also a seamless opportunity to enter the workforce either through internships or apprenticeships. So as a STAR Scholar, we will give opportunities and additional funding for our students. As a STAR Scholar, we do offer 2 separate scholarships on top of the STAR Scholarship while transferring to a 4-year. We have partnered with CME Group for our corporate scholarship to offer $5,000 for 25 scholars that graduate in the fall semester. But for those who graduate in the spring semester. But for those who graduate in the fall semester, we have an internal scholarship called the STAR Scholarship Plus, which is as well, $5,000 for 20 students. So if you're looking to transfer to a 4-year university, after you complete your associate degree here at City Colleges, we have guaranteed admission processes, so that way when you are looking to transfer, it is seamless to one of our partnered institutions. And we want to make sure that we stack on different funding opportunities for students. So students who are looking to transfer, they can earn a general transfer scholarship. They can earn a STAR Scholarship on top of the general scholarship. They can earn honors and maybe PTK scholarship, and then potentially one of our other scholarships such as CME Group or STAR Scholarship Plus. And the key is that at our four-year partners, they may not cover the tuition at that bachelor program as whole as we do at city colleges. But once you stack on these different scholarships, such as the transfer scholarship, the STAR scholarship at our four-year university and colleges, honor scholarships, merit scholarships, PTK, maybe CME or STAR Scholarship Plus, you're really lowering the debt of that tuition or that tuition cost at that four-year. So before I jump more into the Transfer Center and what our transfer directors do here at City Colleges, we have a short message from a few of our transfer directors and a few students who've utilized that department to make sure that their transfer is seamless.
You know that as a STAR Scholar, you're earning your associate's degree at no cost, including books. But did you know STAR Scholars have unique transfer opportunities? You have access to additional scholarships and other perks when you transfer to one of our partner four-year institutions. But you can't wait until you're almost done with your associate's degree. You have to start now. Each of our 28 partner colleges and universities has eligibility requirements to transfer and to receive additional funding. You've got to start working with your transfer director now to make sure you can take advantage of these opportunities.
My name is Dr. Donna Williams, and I am the Director of Transfer at Kennedy King College.
Hi, my name is Cindy Look. I am the Transfer Director at Truman College.
The resources offered through the Transfer Center are in the form of workshops, informationals, and we offer our students opportunities to interact with our four-year partners, all in an effort to create a seamless transfer process.
The Transfer Center is so important to new CCC students because a lot of students come in thinking they want to transfer, and then it gets very overwhelming. So we do want to help students with that process, whether it is figuring out what classes they need to take or how many classes they need to transfer. We want to make sure that they're not wasting their time and money. So we sit down and we plan and make sure they're aware of all the different partnerships and classes that we have to offer.
Start now, and by the time you're walking across the stage to receive your City Colleges diploma, you'll have your next steps mapped out and you'll be ready to start the next step in your education.
I started working with the Transfer Center as early, I think it was like my beginning of my first semester of college ever, because I didn't know anything about loans. I didn't know anything about scholarships or anything school related. I knew that I had to reach out to my transfer advisor and ask her for help and kind of let her know my situation and what I wanted to become later on.
I started working with the Transfer Center probably my first semester of college. I had a plan for the original college that I wanted to attend, which was Illinois Tech, IIT. And I made a plan with my original counselor to kind of plan out my 2 years. And I also met with IIT's transfer counselor. And then my first semester, I worked with the Transfer Center to kind of help me out with looking for scholarships. And so I've just been working with them ever since my first semester.
Ready to get started? Visit www.ccc.edu/transfer or stop by your Transfer Center today.
Thank you so much, Donna and Cindy and students, for all that awesome information. The great thing is we want students to meet with their transfer director if they're even considering, thinking, envisioning themselves working on a bachelor program at one of our four-year institutions that we partnered with. Here are the four-year partners that we have partnered with currently here at City Colleges as a STAR Scholar opportunity. I will say that we have partnered with additional universities and colleges that may not be a STAR Scholar partner, but they still are a City Colleges partner. All of these four-year institutions offer a guaranteed admission program, which means that as long as you sign up and you're admitted into that university by their deadline, they guarantee that you will be admitted into that university as a transfer student. Additionally, funding is available for students as a STAR Scholar who transfer to one of these four-year partners with a 3.0 GPA and a completed associate degree. I will say that each of our partners have a different admission process for STAR scholars. So unfortunately, it's not a blanket type of situation where you can fill out one form and you're admitted into all of them. But I will say that our transfer directors are very supportive and helpful. They are the experts into helping students transition into these 4 years, as long as you don't miss the deadline. All of our four-year universities and colleges do have a different deadline. So that's why it's imperative that you speak with that transfer director within your first semester here at City College of Chicago to make sure that you have that deadline and that you don't miss that deadline. I also encourage you, if you are considering to transfer, sign up for any and all guaranteed admission programs that you could be interested in, as it doesn't require you or mandate you or force you to go to all of those schools. I will say that when I transitioned into college, I signed up for about 4 or 5, maybe 6 different guaranteed admission programs. As a backup plan, a backup to the backup plan, it gave me options. I transferred to the best school that fit what degree I was looking at, what career that I was potentially looking at, and how that degree could be helpful for that career, in addition to what financial aid I was getting at that institution and the location. I know we hear a lot from high school seniors that after they graduate high school, they are looking to leave Chicago. Why would you want to leave such a beautiful city? Anyway,
No idea.
all right, Dan. But the thing is even though you may be here for another 2 years to complete your bachelor degree and it's not what you wanted to do, it may be what you need to do financially because you've secured such great funding for that bachelor program through the STAR Scholarship program here at City Colleges. So please just keep your mind open and just know that goals are dreams without deadlines. All right, folks. So please know that our transfer directors do accept appointments. Please don't try to meet with them the first week of the semester, as they are still helping out with registration, but they will have availability from the 3rd week, 4th week into the semester on. Also, they will send emails to your CCC emails to promote different opportunities from our transfer partners, such as events at campus that our transfer partners come into and things like that. So that way you can meet our transfer partners and you can talk to them directly. Just a little highlight of our student portal. So our student portal is where students will get more information, where they can register for their classes, where they can see their degree progression, and my favorite, where they can see their STAR Scholarship information. So just going to take a few seconds here and highlight a few important things that we found is very helpful for students. Within your student portal, there is an alert, task, and hold section. Within this section, if you have any alerts, holds or tasks, you will see them highlighted here in the alerts, holds, and text and alerts, task, and hold section. So please make sure that you keep up with those and you complete those as you are progressing through different semesters. Additionally, for STAR Scholarship information, we are located in the financial aid tile. So once you click on the financial aid tile, there is a STAR Scholarship menu on the left where you can then toggle down to anything that you may need, such as the certificate of ineligibility, if that form is applicable to you, potentially connecting with our 4-year partners and opting into their partnerships, and different forms that you may need throughout your academic career. And the last section that I do want to touch upon is our quick access tile. Within that quick access area, you'll be able to find your student email, you'll be able to find the bookstore, and you'll also be able to find a system called Navigate. Navigate is an opportunity to schedule appointments with your advisor, your transfer director, your financial aid team, also the tutoring areas, and also to keep up to date with different contact information for your support team, because every support team is a little bit different. So please note that this is kind of what we put everything in for you to access. So please log into your portal daily, check out those alerts, check out the announcements, and fill out the appropriate forms as needed. So this is the time in our presentation where we will answer questions you have. I know, Bobby, you have a couple for me, and then we're going to turn it over to the group to see if they have any questions for us as well.
Yes, Rhonda, I do. Just checking to make sure I was not muted. Okay, the question is, My end goal is to complete a bachelor's degree program, and am I required to start at CCC to use the STAR Scholarship at a four-year university or college?
Really great question, because we do have this a lot where students get into that 4 year, and because they've received our communication saying that they're eligible for the STAR Scholarship, they may not understand how it works. So let's break it down a little bit for our students. To be eligible for our transfer partners, which we are showing on the screen, you must complete an associate degree here at City Colleges and have a 3.0 GPA. So our partnership with them is executed that any student who transfers as a STAR Scholar and to be eligible for funding will have that 3.0 GPA and have that completed associate degree. If you choose to go to that 4-year and not attend CCC, that's not a problem. We don't hold that against you, but we will not be able to offer funding for that 4-year until you choose City Colleges, you come here and you complete. So we encourage you to start thinking about your future now and start that conversation with your support team to understand what's the best financial situation for you. It may not be the path that you thought you were going to go on. It may not be the path that you even envisioned. But honestly, coming to City Colleges and transferring to a 4-year, students do get more scholarships that way, even outside of the STAR Scholarship program. So it's very beneficial to use that as an opportunity for funding. Really
Very
great
good.
question.
Very good, and thank you for that reply. The next question is, the closest CCC campus is Malcolm X. Though I am attending Harold Washington for the business program, can I visit Malcolm X for support from financial aid and advising, even though I'm at Harold Washington?
Yes, that's a really great question. So as a City College of Chicago student, you are welcome to any campus for any service. All of our advisors, financial aid teams, tutors, whatever it may be, whatever support you're looking for, wellness center, maybe food insecurities, they're able to support you as a City College of Chicago student. Now, if you are a Harold Washington student, I'm sorry, you said that your home campus, no, you are a Harold Washington student, but Malcolm X is closer. So if you choose to go to Malcolm X for services, they may be able to provide you resources, but they may not be able to do exactly what you want. So for example, if you need your financial aid file reviewed and processed, they may not be able to do that at Malcolm X since you're a Harold Washington student, but they can guide you and tell you what needs to be done. So that way, when you do reach out to Harold Washington, you have the resources and you're set up to complete that. Or if you are looking for a special admit program at Malcolm X and you're a Harold Washington student, you can definitely speak to those Malcolm X college advisors, admission teams to make sure that you have all the information needed to assist you. So that way you're prepared for that next step.
Okay, great. Thank you. That is it so far.
So far, excellent.
Yes.
Are there any questions from any of our participants today? You're welcome to throw them in the chat. You're welcome to come off mute and ask them. That's all that we have formally prepared today, but we do want to leave this open for questions so that we can help guide with whatever you have going on.
Yes, I did have a question. I was wondering, once I emailed them and let them know like about the program that I'm interested in, am I already like, do I need to do anything furthermore with the scholarship since I got accepted? Like, do I need to change it in my portal or what is the next step after?
So we really recommend that you wait for their response, as depending on your situation, your application, and where you are, it just depends on next steps. Unfortunately, I can't review your account and tell you next steps in this moment, but please just be patient. As we can get through that email, we can forward it to Malcolm X and we can try to get you with the right person to be able to answer your questions and tell you what is going to be next for you to proceed.
Okay, awesome. And I also had a question. So once we get accepted to the program and everything's like through and everything, when does like the semester start for the nursing program in particular? Because I know it's a different program than the general ones. So I was just confused about that.
Really great question. We believe the nursing program starts in the summer semester, but we are not for sure because we are not the experts on the nursing program. But when we connect you with the Malcolm X team, they'll be able to support you with that answer.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. Great question. Any other questions?
And of course, you can also email us directly at the starscholarship@ccc.edu email at the bottom of the screen that you're all seeing. You can get as detailed as you want, and when this is over, we will have time to answer those emails if you choose to send us one.
Definitely. Ooh, when can we get the recording, as I'd like to share with my colleagues and students? Really great question. So it does take a few, I think it's a day for the cloud to upload with the video and then for us to send out the link. But for everyone who has registered for this session, we will send it out via email with a PDF of the deck. So that way you have it. Really great question. Perfect. Thank you, Brandon. The STAR Scholarship team is going to be here for a few more minutes. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to come off mute. Let us know. If you don't have anything for us, we just wanted to give a big thank you for being here with us today. Hopefully we were able to guide you with a little bit more information about City Colleges, about the STAR Scholarship and whatnot. So again, thank you. I hope everyone has a great day, but we will be here for a few more minutes to answer any lingering questions.